depending on where you go, or even I've heard esteem lately. And in Australia, we recently had a report released that said 52% of the jobs that are going to exist in the next 10 years
amazing.
need some form of
God, I didn't think there was a bet show this year. I've seen the Betfest stuff. This is incredible. Everyone's socially distanced, not too busy. Down here today to check out my old friend Chris Dyson from Parklands Primary. I believe he's on today. I haven't seen him anywhere. I'll give him a quick ring. Yeah, Chris, hi, it's Nick. Yeah, enough. Yeah, I saw the fruit and veg you're giving out in the food bank. I saw all that, mate, yesterday. Brilliant work, great work. No quick. Look, what time are you on today? 2:05. Okay. Yep. What do you mean it's pre-recorded? What, all the amazing tech that Bet have got, and they pre-recorded your talk? You're kidding me. Oh well, I've got a killer app. Somebody just gave me this app, and if I press a button on my phone here, I can pull up a video of what we did there at the school, the Aim High 20 Festival. Remember that back in December, where the kids built a cardboard Mars base camp, Tracy Island to me, and we built the rocket, and then we launched it on the Sunday. Check this out.
Screw up. I've always been a little rough around the edges, but I'm a rock star. Ooh, I'm a rock star.
How epic was that, eh? Killer app. I mean, everybody here is loving this, Chris. You what? What, play the video of the video about the work that we did last year when we were up there with Google doing the Art of Code Week for you and all the schools in Leeds. What, the 3D printing, the Rubik's Cube robot. Yeah, I'll show that. I'll pull that up now. That was an epic film, wasn't it? Hang on.
You know, Parklands is an extraordinary example in terms of the work that the school is doing within the community, you know, the work that Chris Dyson has done.
Well, as you said, I'm Chris Dyson. I'm head teacher at a school up in the most deprived area of Leeds, Parklands. I inherited the school 3 years ago that had 150 exclusions, 5 head teachers in the same year, 5 different behaviour policies. Exclusions was the easy option, and it wasn't the best place to actually be. The school was inadequate, but the same team that have worked together have seen now we have no exclusions whatsoever in school, and we've actually started taking excluded children from other schools to bring them to our environment.
I mean, there's been a lot of talk about behaviour, especially this week with the Lose the Booze event, where we've got to be respecting everyone's different ways of doing things. I mean, for myself, I love Paul Dix, and I think this is one of the best books that I personally have ever read. But I think behaviour can be encouraged by inspiration, you know, by getting the children to do exciting, innovative things through curriculum, through the arts, through collaboration. So the key to the outstanding behaviour we've got here at Parklands is empathy, it's love, it's giving opportunities, it's believing in the children and giving them those opportunities to excel at things and to take a risk, you know.
When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a blood, gonna drown a mind. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is
And it shows that you believe in the people, you believe in these teachers, you believe in these kids, absolutely anything is possible.
Yeah, I love that film. I love that film. I hope we don't get too hammered for the copyright with that music. Not to worry. There's a lot of kids cheering over it. What are you saying? You got your internet fixed? Really? Well, it was shocking that day, wasn't it? How did you get that sorted out, mate? What, John Jackson, LGFL? Well, they put an internet connection in for you. I didn't know they worked up in Leeds. Fantastic. Oh, brilliant. Do you remember, funny enough, that Art of Code Week, Laura came up from LGFL, because last year was our hashtag Collaborate 20 year, and they came up from London. She came up and helped run some of those coding activities with the BBC Microbit, which I know Microsoft did all the funding for with Samsung and a whole bunch of other people. Yeah, wasn't that a great week? Absolutely brilliant. I think I've got the film actually of Laura doing that. Hang on, see if I can pull that up here as well. She deserves a bit of respect, doesn't she? Hold on. Well, we've had a fantastic first day here at Parklands Primary School as part of our Art of Code week of collaborations across Leeds, all set up by Chris Dyson, the amazing head teacher here who we've worked with for years. And this year's is all part of our hashtag Collaborate20 year, trying to get organisations, creative companies and individuals to work with us more. And I'm delighted we've had Laura here from LGFL been working with us today. What have you been up to today, Laura?
I've been helping in sessions with Microbits and the kids have enjoyed coding and learning lots more about that, yep.
So you've not been to Parklands before?
I
Leeds
haven't,
before?
and it's been an inspirational trip.
Fantastic day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
And LGFL, what do you guys do?
So we're a broadband provider, but we're also a not-for-profit charity, and we go and help with schools with their resources and also providing them with protections and all sorts, yeah.
So firewalls, online learning
Yep,
resources.
definitely.
And you've got the Adobe Creative Cloud suite
We
of
have,
products in there
yeah.
as well.
So secondary schools get a lot more licenses and primary schools 30. It's great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What does LGFL, what does the L stand for in that?
So that was London, but we are now national. So it's a national grid for learning and we're going nationwide.
Fantastic. Well, our kids need their communities, our schools need their communities. So I think when we get organisations like you working with us at STEAMco, we're all about connecting kids with their art, but importantly our communities with our schools. And I think the active word there is connection. You know, it's okay, internet connections, but it's also the value add, it's always also the relationships. But I think most importantly it's the support and commitment from companies like you coming out here to Leeds to help us. So thank you very much. Really
You're
appreciate
very
it.
welcome. It's been great. Thanks for the invite.
We'll see you again. Cheers.
Thank you.
Let's get you down the station. Yeah, I love that film. That was great. I mean, LGFL, they've been a rock to us. All this last year, they funded, initially, within a couple of days of lockdown being announced, they funded the green screen studio we've been using, where we did our Glastonbury weekend with a cardboard pyramid stage, where we did Eden Project, where we did a camp down in Devon, literally camp at the Art Camp Festival, and then the 2-week tour in Yorkshire and up there with you in Parklands and the camper van. And then Christmas, our Christmas #1 thing, that was brilliant, wasn't it? You and Bob Wally were amazing. Yeah, that's right. And then our Christmas takeover, and here we are in hashtag Inspire Nation 21 years. So let's hope we can do something with this tech. Let's just hope that me, brave school leaders like you, school communities across the country, we can do some more epic work like this. What you say? Well, play that film that Dad made for me in my kids' school. You reckon they'd like that? I'll see if I can get that up on the big screen. Okay, man, I'll be in the mosh pit, 2:05 later on. All right, Chris, well, I'll see you later on. I'll run that film now then, that film about art, about how art is about creativity, tools and people, or tools or technology, because let's face it, technology is only a tool that was invented after you were born, basically. Yeah. Okay, Chrissy, I'll shut up. I'll get on with it. Lovely to speak to you. I'll see you later on, mate. Here we go. Let's see if this app works this last time. We're all born artists. The problem is to remain an artist as we grow up. That was Pablo Picasso. And I think we've got to help our kids, all our kids, aim high in life. Not just high, but higher than high. We've got to help our kids find their passion, their art. So I'm Nick Corsten, I'm just a dad, I'm co-founder of STEAMco. One day maybe I'll be the CEO, I don't know. So STEAMco is a non-profit community enterprise that helps connect our kids with their art and our communities with their schools by running creativity days. And we want to get the whole community involved. We want people who've had kids, not had kids, got kids, whatever, to come and work with us to help us run these days.
It's magical.
What inspired me? Well, I saw a talk by Sir Ken Robinson. I read half a book called What's the Point of School? On what we should be teaching our kids. And I went to Camp Bestel, which is really a Glastonbury for kids. And I thought, I want this in my kids' school. I've got a lovely little film my dad gave me of me when I was 1 and him with my first ever train set. And I show that to kids in schools all over the country. And how my dad gave me the greatest gift. He gave me my art. Because art is what we call it when what we do might connect us to somebody else. So art could be painting, it could be photography, it could be cooking, it could be coding, it could be dancing, it could be design, it could be DJing, it could be robots, it could be rockets. The fun, the excitement that we have making and firing rockets in schools is to be seen, to be believed.
This is the best day of my life.
This truck contains everything you need to run a creativity festival in a primary school. 30 coding kits with the BBC Microbit. We've got rocket making kits. We do cardboard challenge. We can do the egg drop. We've got a t-shirt printing machine so we can print I Love Art t-shirts. So the kids design their own logo, take a selfie. We've had thousands of posters of those done. That's with JR, French street artist JR. So we've got communities all over the country designing I Love Art logos, taking photos, and we sent them off to JR, and he's printed 1,000 of these off for us, which we fly posting all over the country. So in lockdown, we got an Arts Council grant and we built a green screen TV studio. We've been live streaming events all summer. We did a 3-day Glastonbury event where we built a half-size pyramid stage from cardboard and code and ran 3-day events. We had Martin and Gary Kemp. We had Glenn Matlock from the Sex Pistols on stage alongside community artists, dads and their kids. And we had a young lad from Leeds called Lenny who played his piano on stage, all virtual. And that's what we want to do. Lockdown's not going to lift in a hurry, and we're running festivals from a spare bedroom here in Paddington, but we need people involved. We want people to collaborate for creativity.
I think they're doing fantastic work with Steam.
For me, collaboration is everything.
Elton John gave me the greatest gift. Actually, he made a film, I don't know if you saw it, with John Lewis, where basically he tells the story of how he was given a piano as a kid and worked hard and made literally $1 million. I saw that film, ripped it off, put our own subtitles on it, and Elton John retweeted it. It had 50,000 views in an hour, and I went on a 2-week UK tour from Cornwall all the way to Carlisle, showing that film, showing my train set film, talking to kids about art and creativity, letting off rockets, and inspiring schools across the country in our 12 days of Creative Christmas tour.
You've inspired one little boy in particular, a very quiet boy, and as that rocket shot into the air, we heard the words blast off come out of his mouth.
Innovation, technology, and dreams rocketing up to the sky.
The state education system, we have a lot of people feel it's been narrowed and narrowed and narrowed, focusing on teaching and testing of highly academic subjects, which are important, which are right for some kids, but it's not for everybody. And some kids come out of the education system literally broken. 9 out of 10 schools in Britain have reported cutting the arts in some way or another, which is a real tragedy. And we're going to lose that cutting-edge creativity that made Britain so famous. Creativity is Great Britain after all. The ideal future for me would be a whole load of these trucks on the road with passionate, enthusiastic, committed, creative people, helping connect kids with their art and communities with their schools all the way across the UK. As Albert Einstein said, imagination can take us anywhere. Well, thank you very much for sitting through that. If you have, a few people online. Who have we got here then? Who have we got here? Any shout-outs? Any shout-outs for anybody? Come on, say hello. Bit of a lonely old world stood here, I must admit. My kids want their dinner. We've got people, the audience is picking up now the film's finished. Who's here then? Come on, let's say hello. Let's have a look and see who's here. I've got to keep my mask on because obviously the Bet show's a bit funny about social distancing and all the viral stuff, which is fair enough. So, unbelievable. Hashtag Bet takeover. That's what we're talking about. We're sat in on the Zoom video things they've been doing all day. It's been some very polished stuff. Laura McKinley's been doing a good job of fronting that. But do you know what? I mean, it could have been a bit more engaging, a bit more interactive, couldn't it? Well, maybe not. Maybe people don't want interaction. I don't know. Come on, put a shout out. Anybody out there wants to say hello? I might as well show you what I've got going on here, really. Basically, a year ago when lockdown kicked in, I jumped on my bike, cycled over to see John Jackson at LGFL over there in the city. I think it was only him and a couple of people left in the office. He signed off a project to support us and to sponsor us. Let me show you what that sponsorship looked like. Together with Arts Council funding and later Department of Digital Culture, Media and Sport, we have had quite a time of it, I've got to tell you. So basically, here I am, boom, 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 yeah, that's me, in a spare bedroom in my house in Paddington. So basically, at the heart of it is this little thing here. This is an 8-channel video mixer with 8 channels of video coming in, plugs at the back. This is really cool. Look, at the front here, I've got a little iPad that has exactly the same controls on the iPad that are on the box there. So let's get all Betty and tech down with you. So you can flip there and there's different presets that you can access there. So that's functionality that's not on the main box. Then this is really cool. We've got an audio mixer here, so we can adjust the audio as well. So that's an iPad doing the functionality that's built into that, but isn't available because there's not enough room for the buttons. So these are all the different channels. So channel 1 is camera number 1. So if I get ready, I've got number 2 live at the moment, which is what you're looking at, which is the camera I'm holding. Now if I pull this lever, you'll see it goes from red will flip from there across to there, and suddenly we go back. Why is it doing that? Hang on. Oh yeah, because yeah, that's right, you're seeing something different, aren't you? Okay, so that was working. And then these are the other laptops. So that's the heart of it, that's the mixing bit. And then over here, I've got a laptop that was playing the video that you saw earlier. That's just playing a PowerPoint loop, which is a video clip I took at Bet a couple of years ago. So that's going into the mixer and then out to the feed. And then behind that is another laptop. I haven't got anything on. Oh, that was the one I was playing a bit of music on earlier. I've got an image on there. And then there's another laptop at the back. I think the battery's flat on that. So these are 3 Dell laptops I bought for a couple £100 on Gumtree. And when I do video calls with people, they Skype in on those, and then we vision mix them in here. Now the audio for that's a bit tricky because you've got to control what people hear and blah blah blah. So we've got these sound cards here. This is 4 sound cards, one for each of these laptops and one for the one there. And that's connected to this big audio mixer. So here is the audio for the 3 laptops, the microphone, the other PowerPoint laptop which is here at the moment. I can control that, I can decide what I'm listening to, I can push stuff in and out, and that's all fed back there. And then over here is usually another laptop, which is usually my PowerPoint laptop, but that's currently over there at the moment. And here is a laptop, so we've got quite a lot of laptops going on here. It's like a mini bet show in itself. And over there we have got a laptop which is doing all the streaming, so the video comes out of this box through this little thing here, which is an HD60S. That's the thing that most kids have got at home in PlayStations and Xboxes. They stream their gameplay out on those onto the internet. Now, when lockdown came in, these things were so hard to get hold of, almost impossible. Couldn't get them anywhere. And in the end, guess where I got one from? I got it from Argos. I ordered it at 11 o'clock at night, and it was delivered to Sainsbury's the next morning. And then that goes out on here. We've got quite an audience now. We've got a few people. But Chris Dyson's... What's Chris Dyson saying? My internet is all over the place. Blimey, Chris Dyson, I can't help you on that one, mate. That's need to phone a friend. Phone Joan Jackson for that, mate. Any more shout-outs? Let's have some shout-outs. So, look, this is really clever. So this is a program called StreamYard, which Graham Andre told me all about. Graham's that's a legend, Mr. Generosity. And basically, I'm streaming at the moment onto Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And any messages that get typed come up on here. So Chris Dyson's typed a message in there, as you can see, and he typed that into Twitter. Now, if I type a comment, I'll just say, pedal faster, Chris. So I type that in there, like that, pedal faster, Chris. Okay, that's my message. Let's make sure it's spelt properly. Okay, and I hit enter. That will go in. You'll see that will go onto all of those 3 channels. So that's now gone to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And what's really cool is I can click here and it comes up on the screen. So Chris says, my internet is all over the place, and I say, come on Chris, pedal faster. So this is the sort of tech you should be using in your schools. If you want to live stream assemblies to your classes, to your bubbles, to your families, you've got massive control and you can get them really engaged with this. So what I tend to do is we will live stream an assembly. Now there are 3 ways we do this. We do it from here to the school and then into Zoom. So all their class bubbles see it in Zoom, and we can pull them up on screen, we can interact with them, ask them questions, get them involved. What's also possible, believe it or not, is I have been known to move all this kit and set it up in a school assembly hall and live stream an assembly to the kids in the class at the time, in the hall, and also to the bubbles via Zoom at the same time, but also to the parents. Because what you got to remember is those parents haven't been into school for a year now. One of the biggest drivers for academic achievement for kids is parental engagement, as I'm sure you know. And the problem with parental engagement at the moment is parents aren't allowed into schools. So that's just not really very good for them, and not very good for parental engagement. But what we can do is we can live stream an assembly to the classes via Zoom, and also out to a YouTube page, a secure YouTube page. We've had all this risk assessed for GDPR and safeguarding, all that stuff, onto a secure YouTube page so that the parents can see their kids in school and put some comments in. And the engagement is fantastic. The best shows we've ever had have been when the parents are really, really getting into it and absolutely loving seeing their kids at school, and it's something to talk about at home. So if you want us to do this for you, we can. We do rocket sessions, we do art sessions. We can even live stream from the International Space Station. Now behind over there, look, if you look down there, you will see the cardboard model of that's the cardboard model that was built for the Aim High Festival we did with Chris that you saw in the film. Over there is a cardboard castle that Darren Wakelam did for us, which is wonderful for our festival down in Devon. And then at the back over there, you'll see the camera here. You'll see the clock that tells me how I'm getting on for time, and I'm usually late because there's so much to do. And at the back is a big telly with all the visual images and stuff that I have to just keep an eye on at the back there. Oh, that's not very good. Let's do that. Let's take that off again. So there's the camera. I didn't realise I'm looking here, and I didn't realise quite what was going out. So there's the Tracy Island. There's the cardboard castle. There's my busy telly. There's the clock, and there's some lights. So I've got lights in the face. So you've usually got a mirror ball up there. That's another story. So that is what we are talking about, basically. We're talking about engaging and inspiring kids. Hashtag Inspire Nation Year. We've got a load of stuff planned. Really, really sad to hear today that Glastonbury's been cancelled. Really upset about that. But last year, as you saw in the film, we ran hashtag Your Glasto on a cardboard pyramid stage, a half-size pyramid stage built on a school playground from cardboard and code and creativity by a school dad that I know down the road. He does all the computer graphics. Unbelievable. So we are looking for a school that wants a Glastonbury Festival this summer. We are going to absolutely rinse it. I think we might do one every weekend through June, I don't know. We need to get some funding to make all this possible. The Department of Digital Culture, Media and Sport have got a Culture Relief Fund application due next week. And do you know what, with Glastonbury just cancelled, I think we'll aim high. I think we'll go for a serious amount of money so we can put really amazing festivals on in our school communities that are safe, that are COVID secure, that engage and connect the community to show how art connects. Because art is just creativity, tools and people. Where tools are technology that were invented, well, technology is a tool that was invented after you were born. So creativity, tools or technology and people, that's what we're talking about here. Helping our kids have some aspiration, helping them aim high, giving them some hope and some belief in a future. So that's the end of hashtag Bet Takeover for now. Going to be back tomorrow at 1:30 before the 2 o'clock kick-off for Bet, and we're going to have a very, very special LGFL special, because everything you see in this room here today was made possible with the support of John Jackson, Bob Asher, Laura Smith and the team down there at LGFL. And they've been shortlisted as one of the COVID heroes for the Bet Awards, and we wish them all the very best with that. We'll do everything we can to help them clinch that award, because if it wasn't for John, his generosity, his preparedness, his willingness to take a risk on a crazy dad like me who wears a baseball cap saying, "Obey and the posse," because this is our idea of behaviour management. Inspiration is Chris Dyson's, and obeying and doing as you're told is ours. Let's just keep smiling. Lockdown is not going to go away in a hurry. I don't trivialise this. I don't intend to trivialise it in any way, shape or form. My mother's got double pneumonia at home. My father's had a spinal operation. My brother's got blood. It's not good. But what you're going to do, you've just got to keep smiling. You've got to keep positive. And if you want an amazing read, if you're an educator, I'm going to plug a friend's book, a dear friend's book at the moment, Mike Fairclough. Just produced this book called Wild Thing. This is a book, and what I've taken from this is fivefold. One, you can live a creative life. If you can live a creative life and focus on gratitude and being grateful, creativity drives gratitude and gratefulness. If you're grateful, you will be happier. You will be content. Your happiness will go up. You will smile like a smiley boy. If you're happy, you will get lucky. Things will come to you. Things will happen. And when those things that happen, you will find your art. You will connect with people. Live a creative life. Be grateful, happiness will come. I can't remember the fourth one. Whatever, get lucky, whatever. You heard it, whatever, I'm going to go and have my dinner now. Wild Thing. Embracing childhood traits in adulthood. I can't imagine there are many people who don't think that's what I'm doing. And do I look like I care what anybody thinks? See you tomorrow, 1:30. Chris Dyson, great job today. Nothing without you, brother. Good night, everybody.